Hello, this is Jenny Walker from DigiGoods and Printables ELA. Welcome to Section 4 of my Argumentative Essay Writing Workshop, Writing a Strong Thesis Statement. If you've stumbled upon this video from YouTube, you can find a link to this workshop in the description. Thesis statement is the most important sentence in the entire essay. That is because every part of your essay should be related to this thesis statement. And it's shockingly easy to write. And you've already done all of the hard work necessary to write this sentence. Now all you have to do is learn how to put it together, and fortunately, this is a breeze. Let's get started by having some fun. Pause this video and watch the funny video on your slide. That's going to be approximately slide 36 for me. It might be a different slide for you, but somewhere in that area. And just take a moment and watch this funny video called How to Write a Killer Thesis Statement. Go ahead and pause now. Okay, now that you have a basic idea of what the thesis statement is, let's look at the next slide and test your knowledge. First of all, a thesis statement in most cases will contain a topic, a claim, and some reasons. There's one exception. If you've previously mentioned your topic in the sentences above or somewhere in your introductory paragraph, there's no need to say it again. You don't want to be repetitive. So if it's clear what you're talking about, there's no need to repeat it. More about that later. Take a look at the thesis statement highlighted in yellow. I'll read it for you now. Animal testing should be banned because it's inhumane, and the drugs that pass animal tests are not necessarily safe for human beings. Side note, this thesis statement was written by a real student, so I'm not claiming that it's true. This is just for educational purposes only. Try to figure out the topic, claim, and reasons of this thesis statement. Pause this video, take all the time you need to think about it. Once you think you know the answers, move the buttons to see if you were correct. Let's see how you did. The topic is animal testing. The claim is that it should not be allowed. The first reason is that it's inhumane. And the second reason is that it's not safe for humans. So as you can imagine, these reasons, as we discussed in the previous workshop, will be the things that you gather your evidence for. And these will make up your body paragraphs. So for instance, in this workshop, or in your essay, you will have an introductory paragraph. If you were writing this, if this were your thesis statement and you had these reasons, your first body paragraph would be to prove that animal testing is inhumane. And then your next body paragraph would be to prove that it's not safe for humans. Go ahead and scroll to the next slide. It's important to know that there is more than one way to write a thesis statement. You can follow the structures that you're being taught in this workshop, but ultimately it's your job as a writer to make sure that what you are writing makes sense and that it reflects your own style. As a beginning writer, it's a great idea to understand the framework which we are discussing. Later, you can step outside of the box. But for now, let's look at these two thesis statements arranged in two different ways. Number one, on this little piece of paper. This is reason first. Because undernourished children have trouble concentrating and singling out low-income students as cruel, school lunches should be free for everyone. Now look at the second thesis statement, which puts the claim first. School lunch must be free for all students because undernourished children have trouble concentrating and singling out low-income students is unfair and cruel. These thesis statements are saying exactly the same thing, but they're arranged differently. You can feel free to arrange your thesis statement in a way that sounds best and makes sense to you. Of these two thesis statements, which do you think sounds the best? Let's go ahead and give it a try. Scroll down to approximately slide 39 And here you will build your thesis statement. Notice there are enough sticky notes for a 4-pronged thesis statement. In other words, you have enough room to write a thesis statement that includes 4 reasons, 3 reasons. However, your teacher may have instructed you to only use 1, 2, or 3 reasons. So only use the boxes that you need. And once you've typed your claim and reasons into the sticky notes, you can put them all together in the box at the bottom of the slide. After you've typed your thesis statement, read it out loud and make sure it makes sense. This is also a good place to pause and consult with one or more of your peers and read each other's thesis statements. Give each other helpful feedback. Also, notice a gold star in the bottom right-hand corner. This indicates that you can come back later and copy this thesis statement and paste it into your introductory paragraph slide, which will later be pasted into your full essay slide. Well, that concludes this section of your argumentative writing workshop. Next up, we'll learn to write an engaging hook that ensures that your reader will want to keep reading. Again, if you've stumbled upon this video from YouTube, you can find a link to the workshop in the description. I am Jenny Walker from DigiGoods and Printables ELA, and I'll see you in the next workshop.